Yeah. Dust Paranormal. Dust Devils. Dust Devils for life. Woo. Fake ghost hunters better run. Fake psychics better hide. The Dust Devils are coming. Dust Devils are coming. Yeah. They said the spirit's talking, but the battery's fresh. Said the ghost was walking, but the evidence a mess. Selling scary stories, trying hard to get paid. Building fake encounters like a haunted charade. We pull up with receipts, we pull up with facts. Everybody getting nervous when we start to react. You can run to the shadows, you can hide in the night, but the Dust Devils coming and we're shining the light. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Yo, what's up now, partner? The truth comes out, they start running scared. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Now they're hiding cause they know we gonna be there.
I have been just a regular person.
From the Dust Devils. Ghost hunters, psychics, everybody flee. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils.
There goes Dust. He's been after me for the longest time.
We don't crystal ball, don't need tarot cards, don't need EVPs recorded in the yard, don't need spooky music, don't need special effects. We just ask the questions that nobody expects. Every live stream, popping every chat, going wild. Dust Devils in the comments making everybody smile. Little bit of trolling, little bit of fun. If you're faking evidence, then we're number one. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. When the truth comes out, they start running scared. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Now they're hiding cause they know we gonna be there. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Ghost hunters, psychics, everybody flee. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Cause the Dust Devils bringing truth for all to see. Yeah. Everybody run from the Dust Devils. Stay out of controversies. Or dust is gonna cover you. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Fake ghost hunters, yeah, yo, we're coming through. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Stay out of controversies. Or dust is gonna cover you. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Cause we're trolling while we're shining the light. Dust Devils. Dust Paranormal. Stay resistant. Dust Devils for life. Dust Devils for life. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Dust Devils for life. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Dust Devils for life. Everybody runs from the Dust Devils. Hate merch. Hate merch. Hey. Hate merch. Hate merch. Yeah. They said that hoodie looks a little too mean. That sticker on your truck caused the whole scene. That coffee mug offended somebody online. Now they're writing essays about a t-shirt design. They call it hate merch, they call it a crime. Been talking about it for a real long time. But every complaint just helps us sell. Keep ringing that bell, keep ringing that bell. They say don't buy it, don't wear it around. Then they share the link all over town. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, well, just sing along. Dust Devils all night long. Dust Devils all night long. They called the pillows hateful too. Guess they ran out of things to do. The tumblers, shirts, and stickers got blamed. Funny how the merch gets famous when it's named. Every posting, every rant turns into free advertisement. The louder they yell, the more we grin. Thanks for helping us reel them in. They say don't click it, don't shop that store. Then they tell 1,000 people more. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah. are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come by up, hey, merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, well, just sing along. Dust busters, dust devils standing side by side, having fun and enjoying the ride. Passion over profit, that's the way we roll. Can't cancel a channel with a rock and roll soul. Come by, you hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Grab a shirt, grab a sticker. Come and sing this song. Come by, you hate merch at dustparanormal.com. The more they complain, the more we carry on. Just devils all night long.
It fucked us for life.
Dust devils all night long. Hate merch. They call it hate merch. We call
What
it
is
merch.
going on?
See you at dustparanormal.com. Hate merch.
Disclaimer. Before we begin, please note that all statements, claims, accusations, opinions, and commentary discussed during this live stream are allegations only unless independently verified through official public records. Nothing stated by third parties should be interpreted as established fact unless explicitly confirmed. Dust Productions / Dust Paranormal do not endorse, adopt, or affirm the opinions, allegations, claims, theories, or conclusions expressed by any individuals, channels, videos, clips, guests, callers, or chat participants featured, discussed, or reacted to during this broadcast. The views and opinions expressed by commentators, callers, guests, or members of the live chat are solely their own and do not reflect the views of Dust Productions or Dust Paranormal. Any guests appearing on this live stream are speaking in their personal capacity only, and their statements should not be interpreted as representing the views or positions of this channel. Any discussion involving criminal matters is presented for commentary, public interest discussion, and entertainment purposes only. To the best of our knowledge, no criminal convictions have been established in relation to the allegations discussed unless explicitly stated and publicly verifiable. Additionally, any jokes, satire, parody, comedic commentary, impressions, or humorous statements made during this live stream are intended strictly for entertainment purposes. They are not meant to be taken as factual assertions, nor are they intended to harass, defame, demean, or intentionally harm any individual or group. Viewer discretion is advised, and we encourage everyone to conduct their own research using publicly available information and verified sources. Now, let's get into the live stream.
We got, excuse me, we got one more.
Boo. I mean, who? Yeah. I mean, who? I mean, who? Yeah. Everybody chilling in the Dusty Core chat, talking about the good stuff, this and that. Then somebody drops a random old name, and everybody's wondering why they're in the conversation again. Dust Devil looks around and says, wait a minute, what'd they do? Fan Al scratches his head and laughs. Honestly, I haven't got a clue. Yeah. Then a cold wind blows through the room. A ghost appears right on cue. Gold chain swinging, eyes roll back, and the first thing he says is, boo. I mean, who? Who are we talking about? What they even do? Boo. I mean, who? Why they taking up the spotlight when there's nothing new? Boo. I mean, who? If nobody knows, then why are we giving them views? I mean, who? I'm Boo the Ghost, and I'm confused. He don't haunt houses, he don't rattle chains. He only shows up when somebody says a meaningless name. Doesn't matter if it's love or a comment section war. Boom, boom, get summoned and come floating through the door. Dust Devil laugh, there he goes again. Fan Al said it's got a point, my friend. Every time the topic starts going nowhere fast, Boo pops up trying to save the broadcast. I mean, who? Who are we talking about? What they even do? I mean, who? Why they taking up the spotlight when there's nothing new? I mean, who? If nobody knows, then why are we giving them views? I mean, who? I'm Boo the Ghost, and I'm confused. Who don't care about clout? Who don't care about fame? He just appears whenever nobody
Wait, we're still talking about them? I mean... Bo?
Okay. Hey guys, how's everyone doing tonight? Oh no. It figures. Hold on, guys. Copy. I have to fix something on the fly here. There we go. I couldn't highlight on this scene for some reason. Hello to everybody. I hope everyone is staying cool. It cooled off out here. There is supposed to be a storm tonight. It might start storming while I'm streaming. If it does, if I lose power, I mean, we're just gonna deal with it. Hello to everyone. It's good to see everybody. So it's been a little while. So we're going to be talking about Tony Spera. Tony Spera in his post, and I have timestamps of some other stuff that I'm going to show. We're going to talk about a few different things. So I do have a stream for you guys tonight, you know. But we're going to really quick. You know, Beardo, if you're watching, I know sometimes you watch my replay, you know, like when you're doing stuff in between. Dude, you're one of the funniest people I know. Okay? You're if I want a good laugh, I just go to Beardo's channel, man. Because Beardo here made this post, and it said, well, it's Dolly, who is apparently going to the UK, you know, and he says, oh, hell no. Stay in Australia, you rancid grief leeching fraud. If you don't know, check out Side Eye Guy series on this disgusting woman. This particularly nasty piece of work is almost Dingle, you mean single, but I like Dingle, handedly got a petition started in Australia to stop her and people like her exploiting vulnerable, grieving families. Oh, she also silences critics. If this woman approaches any location owners, I implore you to see exactly what she has done. But I just love this beginning. Oh, hell no. Stay in Australia, you rancid grief leeching fraud. Listen, Dolly, if you probably can't handle my streams, but you know, if you can't handle Side Eye Guy in Australia, you don't want to be going over to the UK, because in the UK they got Beardo and oh my god, it's just so funny, man. Like, she just can't get a break. Right out the gate, we got $100 super chat from Zombie Professional Trash Tubers. Thank you so much. You know, Zombie, you've been dropping bags. Like, people have been dropping bags lately. Don't think I haven't noticed. People have been dropping bags on my merch store. Florio dropped her merch store as well, and I know a few people at least have bought from her store. Let's see, I just want to share Dust. I just found out that Biff the Exorcist and his associates will be coming out with a documentary. Yeah, I heard. I got a message. and maybe I'll read it. Biff's people reached out to me, of all people. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So, really quick, you know me, got to be the rolling billboard. Now, pinned in the chat is dustparanormal.com, which is my merch store. And you can go to the little bit your pretty privilege tab. Now, the pretty privilege stuff is going to be gone at the end of July. So you'll only have the little bitch stuff left from this collection. We do have stickers. We got some new stickers, you know, like this one. Warning, may randomly discuss ghosts and accidentally summon internet drama. Warning, don't feed the trolls. This is all on dustparanormal.com. These are all stickers. And because of Lord Beagle, we have a sticker here, professional trash tuber. We do have a $50 $49.99 super chat from T-Bex, card carrying trash tuber. Yo, people love the hate merch. Okay, people love it. You know, if you're gonna talk shit about me, if you get on my radar and you talk shit about me, it's like a Taylor Swift song. I forget, I think it was Zombie or T-Bex that said it. It's like a Taylor Swift song. You talk shit about Dust Paranormal, you're gonna end up on hate merch. Okay? Or something you say or something you do. It's just gonna wind up on hate merch. We do have this here, Dusty Cord VC Gang. And it's all, you know, the people that are usually the usual suspects and that were in VC. You know, they're all in the Dust Paranormal van. And let's see, tumblers. We got the trash tuber tumbler right here. These tumblers are sick. I love all of these. And then we got this new one here that has Boo, our new character, which I'll get to that in just a second. Hoodies, so there are two new hoodies. There's the one that has the trash tuber on the back. You got the Dust Devil on the front. And then we have the zip up hoodie. And then with the shirts, you have professional trash tuber. And you have Dust Devil Gang. Now, where is it? Now I have to show. Oh, not yet. Not that one. So this is friend of mine. He made his own version of my hate merch. It says don't want the smoke. And he showed me these are the tumblers that he ordered. And then we have someone ordered a tumbler that has the Dust Devil and Fant Owl. And then someone ordered one of the fire hoodies that's got the Dust Paranormal logo. There's the Fant Owl. The Fant Owl looks good on a white hoodie. You know, like if you ain't worried about like getting stains and stuff. And the tumbler, which looks amazing. Someone ordered the Dust Paranormal shirt. You know, someone else ordered the Dust Devil hoodie and the tumbler. You know, someone got these stickers. And those are all looking good, you know. Now, there was a video because I'm like, yo, I want to see what the back of the tumbler and the sides look like, you know? So that's what it looks like from the side. That's not bad. That's not bad. That looks good. And of course, someone ordered some of Flurio's merch. Now this is the resting witch face. This looks pretty sick. This is something that someone ordered and they already got it in. Florio literally just dropped her merch store. And I think I saw someone put it in the chat, but this is Flurio's website. And this is the witch collection. Some sick designs. You know? The Karma collection. I really like this. I like the eyeball. Like, these look cool. Florio.com. Mods, go ahead and put that in the chat again. I thought I saw it once, but put it in there again if you could. The tumbler looks good. Everything looks great. You know? And then this is her hate merch, which is inspired by me. Strings attached. Get your shirts, you can get your tumblers, carry-on bag, stickers, a mug, a pillow. This, like, you know, I gotta say, I'm actually honored that my hate merch inspired someone else to have hate merch. Like, yo, that's like, but you know, so people might want to know about our new character. You know, we have a new character on the channel, and you can see him in the corner there. His name is Boo. And Boo, oh, that's not it. Where is it? Well, oh. Yep. So this is Boo up here. Now, Boo, you know, lately there have been people that people in my group, like my group of online friends, like certain names come up and we're just sick and tired of hearing about them. People that maybe we consider irrelevant, or maybe we just don't want to hear about anymore. And so the running joke is someone will say someone's name and we'll say who, you know, and it sparked this character. So this is Boo. So whenever y'all, you know, if someone comes up that, you know, we don't really care to know too much about or hear any updates from, you know, I might just have to play this.
Whoa! I mean, who? Huh?
I mean, that's what happens, you know, when irrelevant people that we don't care about come up. This is just what we got to do.
Whoa! I mean, who? Huh?
So that's Boo. So everyone welcome Boo to the Dust Devil world, I guess. Boo looks like a retired gangster. Maybe. We don't know. You know, we don't know too much about Boo. So, you know, maybe certain names will come up and we just gotta...
Whoa! I mean, who? Huh?
So, alright. So, he's definitely retired in the Dusty verse. So we got the Fant Owl, the Dust Devil, and now we have Boo. That's why you're seeing Boo on some of the merch. Yeah, I'm not sure when he was born, when he lived, and when he died. All I know is he doesn't like irrelevant people. I don't know. So let me check my docket. I'm missing something. What am I missing? I clicked the wrong file. It was something else. Well, I do have a few memes, but I think we should wait on those. So listen, we do have, like, we're gonna get into it. We're about to get into the Tony Spera of it all. You know, a lot of people don't like irrelevant people. Thank God we have Boo for that, you know. Hold on. Oh. All right. So we do have, we'll just get into it, guys. We have Tony Spera, who made this comment, whatever. And, you know, as soon as I saw that Tony Spera made a post, the first thing I thought of was,
Whoa! I mean, who? Huh?
But seriously, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, nobody was really talking about him lately, and he just come out the woodwork. And apparently we're not supposed to say, like, have you been drinking? But he's been known to drink and make posts. Who knows? I hope he hasn't. I hope he didn't. I'm not insinuating anything. I think you should drink and post responsibly. Okay? But who knows? I think he was just upset because, you know, a lot of people have a lot of things to say, you know, about the Conjuring House and the trademarks and the Warrens. And, you know, being a part of the Warren family, I'm sure Tony Spera feels that he needs to defend his family's honor. I'm like, but, you know, there's a difference. We'll get into it. There's a lot. I have a lot today. But we're going to start off. We're going to let Beardo lead this with the, we're going to react to this. And then I do have some timestamps and stuff that I want to show. So, if y'all are ready, I'm ready.
Widows, boss of ghouls, how are we all doing? So, Tony Spera has been on a rant. Apparently, he's really annoyed at skeptics. Who'd have seen that coming? So we're on the New England Society for Psychic Research, because they haven't blocked me yet, which is fantastic, because they've blocked anybody that questions or anybody that disagrees with him. Because, you know, you got to control that narrative. So here's the...
So you can say, like, yo, I'm just going to block the negativity. And that's perfectly fine. But if you're a public figure, or if you're running a public, you know, like a fan page or something, when you block people, it does hit a little bit different, I would say. That's my first opinion.
The rant. Ed and Lorraine Warren, pioneers of the paranormal. Are they? I mean, they did monetize bullshit quicker than most. Ed and Lorraine Warren paved the way for today's paranormal society of investigators. I mean, they paved the way for me. They have actually had an impact on me. And that impact is, I want to be nothing like these people. They've influenced many of my friends and colleagues that want to be nothing like them. They took the slings and arrows of the naysayers, the hecklers, non-believers, and closed-minded individuals. Ah, Tony. You massive bulb. It is not close-minded to question somebody claiming to have otherworldly gifts. In fact, it's more close-minded to believe without question that Lorraine had superpower abilities.
Yeah, so my whole thing is, don't listen. The good old saying, trust me, bro, that's not evidence that Lorraine Warren was psychic. You can be a member of Lorraine's family and say, oh, I know for a fact 100% she was psychic. That's your opinion, because you can't prove it. And in the paranormal community, you're supposed to want to, well, you want to be skeptical of everything. You want to try and debunk stuff, because if you can't debunk something, you could mark something as paranormal if you can't debunk it. And so the fact that so many people just want to say, yo, you guys are closed-minded, blah, blah, blah. We're gonna, people have caught, people like Stevie from Truth or Demons have caught things that were not true, that were said by people, Let's see, Zombie Plus, he isn't defending all of the Warrens at his steps. Yeah, his stepson hates him. Yeah, they really do not like each other, And, of course I'm curious as to why John Zapis and the rest of his family had that falling out. I don't know why, but I'm pretty sure it has to do with Tony Spera. And of course, he mentions family in this post, and we are going to get to that, believe me.
She is not Jean Grey from the X-Men. Non-believers. Ed Warren is a self-appointed, a self-taught, a self-trained demonologist. Screw it. I'm a self-trained demonologist. I've even got a certificate from one of those dodgy courses. Anybody can read a book and say they've now self-trained. Jesus. Yet they persevered and kept true to their principles, spreading a dire warning not to dabble in occult practices. Dabble in them. It doesn't do a damn thing. That's really irresponsible for me to say, to be fair, depending on your belief systems and stuff. I had a terrible experience with the Ouija board, but it's all up there as far as I'm concerned. Tirelessly driving around the country, investigating cases of haunted phenomena, assisting traumatized, frightened, and helpless families. But Ed and Lorraine Warren frightened families. Ed and Lorraine Warren went into these places, and everywhere they went, there was a demon. Everywhere they went, there was something dark, nasty, evil, and then they'd yoink bits of...
So here's my question to everyone watching, because I don't know this. Did Ed and Lorraine Warren ever go to a location? Has this been confirmed where Ed and Lorraine Warren have gone to a location and said that there's nothing there? Has that ever happened? That's a good question. Has that ever been documented?
I can say it's contained in this. No, it wasn't. The scared family. You've missed out the part where the parent's father actually smacked Ed Warren in the jaw and threw him out of the house. Or the whole Conjuring 2 is based on Ed and Lorraine Warren coming all the way to the UK to help a family in need. That didn't happen. They turned up unannounced, had a quick look around, and were, on your way. Frightened, helpless families. No, they fed into fear. They made things worse. They should be respected. Should they? Exalted. Calm your tits, Tony. Fondly spoken of by today's paranormal investigators.
What? I mean, it's fine to show some respect, but I think you can be respectful, but still be like, no, I don't believe that Lorraine was psychic. No, I believe that every place they investigated, that like nothing, like there was no real haunting. You can say that, like in your opinion, like there's no, like whatever. What, like how can you legally prove that a place was haunted? That's the question.
I think that the Warrens should be held in the same regard as the Fox sisters. It was a show, it was a con, in my opinion. And for the most part, they are. Only in your circles, lad. Yet, there are those few that have never even met the Warrens. I don't have to meet somebody to smell bullshit. And even some who have, who speak ill of them, stating untruths, falsehoods, rumours, innuendo, basically just trashing them. Tony, this coming from you, I mean, let's go back a little. You were all over Warrens on TV as some sort of random interviewer, and you weren't. You were the son-in-law. But let's look at this a little for innuendos. There is a direct claim from somebody that lived with the Warrens. That is not an innuendo. That is her claims, and people have been speaking about it. Now, you being the son-in-law to say, well, I went to that house all the time. I was always there. I never saw anything untoward. Wait. I'm married. I don't bang the missus when I've got guests over.
Oh my God.
I sure as shit wouldn't be banging the babysitter. People keep those types of things, you know, private. Just saying. Untruths. Everything you're saying here applies to the Warrens. They forced their religious beliefs on people, and I don't think they did it because they believed. I think they did it just for book deals and movie deals. And no, the Warrens weren't financially rich, but they didn't struggle for money as far as I can tell. But they weren't rich. They were probably just quite comfortable until Lorraine and Warner Brothers, the movie rights. Then she became rich. It makes one wonder what kind of people these are. These jealous, I'm not jealous of somebody that fucked his babysitter and his wife apparently knew all about it. Envious, small-minded individuals who speak flippantly ill of the dead. Tony, if somebody is a bad person in life, they're still a bad person in death. I don't subscribe to this whole thing of they've passed, let's just remember all the good they did. No. If you're a shitbag in life, you're a shitbag in death. In fact, career criminals and, you know, nonces, etc., the grave should read, here lies a nonce. Don't leave flowers. He was a bit of a... When Ed was alive, he had no problem facing and debating bullies and hecklers and wise guys. Ed was a bully himself. The way Ed spoke in interviews to anybody that dared disagree with him was just the most blatant disrespect, finger-wagging, trying to intimidate I've ever seen. Losing his shit, disgraceful, horrible behaviour. And the hid behind God to do it. But Ed is no longer able to do that. That's where I come in. By all means, defend them, Tony, but you're just the son-in-law. You're just the guy that interviewed them here and there. I will not tolerate these cowardly, big-mouth, small people any longer. What are you going to do about it, Tony? What are you actually going to do about it? Oh, you're going to defend them to my very end. And the real reason is simple. They were fantastic people. No pretense. They may have been fantastic people to you, but many of the people that these guys went to their homes have got really bad things to say about them. No pretense. They never went anywhere and came away saying, there's nothing there. It's fine. It's your mental health. It was all about how they can get a book out of it, how they can grow their reputation so they can do talks, and how they can get rich off scaring the shit out of people. No braggadocio. What the hell is that? No braggadocio. I have no idea what that is.
I'm with you too. I don't know what the fuck that is.
Just honest, hardworking, kind people. You know, listen, they travelled, they went places, they probably worked hard on bullshit. Some of them have called them charlatans, frauds, fakers, etc. Because yes, yes, and yes. There is more proof out there, Tony, to suggest that they were charlatans, frauds, and fakers than there is that Lorraine had a gift or Ed was a nice person. They were none of these things. According to this son-in-law, who, I'm sorry to say, you have a horse in this race. You are still making money off Ed and Lorraine Warren's name. For example, hiring out the biggest collection of haunted tat in the world. Rather, they were loyal, God-fearing people whose sole purpose was to help afflicted families and those tormented by evil entities. They tried to get a murderer off a murder charge by blaming the devil. That guy was not. He was a drunk that unalived somebody over jealousy. Not the devil. Ed and Lorraine tried to get a murder charge turned over and blamed a fictional being. And
oh, God. Hang on, guys. I'll let this play. I gotta take these gloves off.
the mission included educating people in regard to the dangers of following Satan or practicing black witchcraft. Whatever. Ed and Lorraine taught me everything I know about the paranormal realm and demonology. So you were taught by a self-taught It means nothing, does it, Ed? It means nothing at all. You're just hanging off their name. Usually I try to ignore these incidents of loud-mouthed, uneducated individuals who trash talk about the Warrens. What university did Ed go to? What university did Lorraine go to? What university did you go to? Ed and Lorraine Warren were not educated or highly educated, same as I'm not. I completed school, I went to college. Doesn't mean I'm educated, but it doesn't mean I'm uneducated. And you certainly can't judge people how they were educated against two people that weren't educated. They just bullshitted. But I've decided that enough is enough. Oh, here we go. He's going to put us in our place here. For those trash talking, go back down. Why have you written it like this? Go back down into mommy's basement to play with your video games and make TikTok videos and pop some more bonbons.
My question is, like, so I used to watch Married with Children back in the day, and they always talked about bonbons. I've never seen a bonbon. What the fuck is a bonbon? Hey, Dust, only got a minute, but happy to see you're feeling better. Yeah, it's because of the weather. The humidity isn't as bad today, so, you know. But thank you so much, Jason. I appreciate you. And good luck with everything. I've been keeping an eye on what's happening. Like, I've been reporting a little bit on it. I have not been messaging you because I know that you really can't say anything. And here's the thing, Jason, while you're here, really quick. What I don't understand is people get so upset when people cover like the trademark war and all these court cases with you. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. Like me doing a video or live stream on the trademark or the court case that you have going on right now with that house is not going to... It's not gonna, like, nothing I say or do or anyone that covers you and these court cases, nothing we say or do is gonna affect the ruling that the judge is gonna have for you and Elton. You know, all these live streams right here, all this does is, you know, it tells people that it shows true intentions and it shows people's characters. So at the end of the day, whoever wins this trademark war, whoever ends up getting this Conjuring house, which I hope is you, Jason. I mean, it looks like it's going to be you, but you know, whoever gets that house, like say, I don't think it'll happen, but let's say Elton ultimately gets the house. I think how he acted through the whole thing is gonna affect. I mean, I still think people would go there, but I don't think it would be to the degree that it would have been. You know what I mean? Like how you act online, really. It just, people's true colors show. And I will say this, I never once saw you, Jason Hawes, lose your shit in the comments of someone's video or live stream or anything. So, you know, that's all I can really say about it, you know. I don't know the ins and outs of everything with the court cases. And whatever the judges are going to rule, that's what they're going to rule. You know, and I wish you the best of luck. But shout out to you. We are full steam ahead. I mean, good luck. Good luck to everybody, you know. Good luck to you. I hope you get it. Sorry, I just had to do this little, just because you're here. We have won all the court cases, the trademark. We will sit back and let the new line handle. Well, sounds good. I mean, everything should be good then, you know. So shout out to you. I hope you're doing well. I really hope everyone's doing well. I mean, I don't have a horse in this race, you know. Like, my job is just to report on whatever the hell's happening with all you guys. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to everybody. I hope everybody's doing good. Hopefully this heat isn't getting everyone. We got to get through this because we got timestamps of some stuff that I have for you guys.
Tony, if you're calling certain people fat, yeah, you may want to check out a fucking mirror. You're not exactly slender like a snake, are you? Play with your video games. I mean, if people want to play video games, make TikTok videos, make Facebook video, who are you to judge when your entire career is based off what your in-laws did? You have made an entire career of trying to get onto TV and movies and stuff because of stuff your in-laws did. And let's not forget, the newest Conjuring movie, your part in that was severely overplayed. They made you look like a handsome hero. You are none of those things. What a knob. Let us grown-ups do the real work, Tony Spera. You are...
So, what Tony Spera is saying that we're all in our mom's basement, first of all, I lost my mother to cancer, so there's that. Second of all, while I don't have a lot of money, I am in my own place. I'm not in a basement. Neither is Beardo, neither is Florio, or anyone else, or any other YouTuber that I know of. I mean, this is not my bread and butter. I do have a 9-to-5 job. You know, this isn't all of my income, but I mean, I don't live in no damn basement.
Fighting an imaginary war against a made-up villain, you complete buffoon. You can't sit there, type all this, and then be like, let the grown-ups do the talking. No, let the grown-ups do the real work.
I prefer to let the courts make the rulings, and then I will just report on it. You know? So, if they ruled in the favor of Elton on anything, I would report on it. If they rule in favor of Jason Hawes, I will report on it. That's what it is.
When you're fighting imaginary beings. Now, even if, and I hope there is a God, I hope there is a devil, and I hope there's something after this life, I genuinely do. But to not question it, and to believe so fully in it, in something that you cannot see, cannot feel, cannot hear, cannot prove. That's the childishness. That's an imaginary friend, Tony. And you want to let the real grown-ups do the talking. This is where you've misunderstood and really overstretched, yeah? You're the child. You're the one believing in imaginary people, imaginary beings, and you're the ones holding up charlatans and frauds on pedestals, saying that if anyone questions them, they're childish and they're stupid, they're uneducated. Tony, with the greatest of respect, you have none from me. Shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. You weird, strange man. Your in-laws, the New England Society for Psychic Research, and all of the offshoots of it, you lot are holding the paranormal back by a century. You lot are the reason that people look at the paranormal and go, the movies were cool, but it's all a lot of nonsense in it. Look at what they believe. The Warrens are responsible for that to a massive degree. The Warrens up on these pedestals has been laughable to me since, I don't know, about 1999. So do please let me know what your thoughts are in the conversation down below. This is Double Upload. I'm uploading this to Facebook and YouTube to make sure Tony sees this, because Tony, you've acted like a bit of a prat. Much love to you all. Beardo out.
Okay, so now we're gonna get into, you know, and other people have done videos, and we're not gonna react to J-Cars, but J-Cars did do a video on this too. And if you so choose, you may, there's the link to J-Cart's video on that if you want to go back and watch that. But I got some stuff, guys. I got some stuff. I want to... All right, so the first thing is, I just want to show some timestamps and some certain things. Tony Spera said some certain things, and I have interviewed people in the past, and I just want to highlight some of it. Okay? Now remember, the views and opinions of anyone that's been on Dust Productions or Dust Paranormal are not the views and opinions of Dust Productions and Dust Paranormal. But the first one, and this is when I interviewed Eric Vitale, who was on Ghost Loop, and he was a member of Nesper. And I have this timestamp, but I didn't write what the hell it was. 1837. Let's see. You said you picked up other cursed items and nothing has ever happened.
No.
Oh yeah.
So there's an item in there called the Satanic Idol, and if I remember the story correctly, apparently this thing was found in Sandy Hook Woods in Connecticut, and it was built by like some, I don't know, like a warlock or something, whatever story Ed made up, and somebody found it and they called Ed. Ed went and picked it up. He brought it back to the museum. And the story goes, apparently this item, I don't know how this happened. I don't know what I believe. Lorraine Warren was thrown into the woods. There's like surrounding woods in the backyard. Mm-hmm. So the story that I heard was this item threw Lorraine into the woods. And she was like in a coma for 2 days. Mm-hmm. I think Ed backhanded her, and this is the story that he told everyone, because I also have heard that Ed has literally knocked out Lorraine on numerous occasions.
So you're saying that that's just a theory? There's no proof of, we can't prove it.
Just like a lot of their stuff, yeah. It's all based on their claims. No one was fact checking Ed and Lorraine Warren. Right. There's no Google back then.
So that's pretty creepy. Obviously, we don't know if that was true or not. But that's just something like, prove to us that it, what it was that threw Lorraine. Well, you can't prove that. Like, you really can't prove what exactly did it. Now here we have, about Lorraine being psychic. I believe that the legends of Annabelle are true at all. That the original possession of the doll with the nurse, and then people that have come up to Annabelle and mocked it were later hurt or killed, like the motorcycle accident.
That never happened. So there's no proof of that accident. My friend Stevie, who does Truth or Demons podcast, she did a really good deep dive. She did incredible research. That didn't happen. That is a story that Ed made up, and then Dan Rivera wanted to bring himself into the Warren legacy by saying he witnessed that accident, which he didn't. He claimed to have seen this accident. He had this whole story. None of it's true.
Does that just somewhere in the woods in Sandy Hook? That means, since you think these items are fake, and do you think that Lorraine Warren was actually psychic then?
I can't really answer that. I met Lorraine two or three times. She was pretty cashed out by the time I met her. It was the early stages of dementia. Yeah. Though I have heard from people that worked with her that she was legit. Okay. I've heard from a couple of people that she was legit.
Let's talk about the absolutely do not. All right. So, prove she was psychic, 2110. We're almost there. Yeah, we're already there. So Is there more than one Annabelle doll? Touch Annabelle. So they say do not touch Annabelle at all. You only witnessed Dan touching Annabelle with like grip hands. Like you never saw anyone, or with the oven mitts. You've never seen anyone just reach in and grab.
Everyone's been calling them oven mitts lately. Yeah, no, they're welding gloves. And besides that, he would use like a grippy stick thing.
But you never saw anyone pick up Annabelle and just hold it, walk around, whatever, woohoo.
No, but something that I found out recently, which is really incredible. There's a picture of Lorraine Warren holding Annabelle. I don't know if you've seen that picture. Well, I found out through Stevie's incredible research. She spoke to a woman that interviewed Ed and Lorraine Warren, a journalist back then. That was not the real Annabelle doll that Lorraine was holding. It was a decoy. So there's your proof right there that there's more than one Annabelle doll.
You're saying it was a news article, correct?
Yeah, and there's a picture of Lorraine Warren out there right now. It's been on the internet forever of her holding Annabelle in the backyard, close to the Occult Museum. And Lorraine Warren told the journalist that was not the real Annabelle doll. So that tells you right there, like, there's more than one.
So you are talking about this.
Yeah.
I saw somewhere that somebody said, or somebody asked Lorraine if that's the real doll, and she said no, and that she has other dolls to take out for show like this.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. I find it a little misleading, especially since this was in the news article back in the day, 1974, that, hey, this doll did this. And it raises the question or theory. She said there's more than one doll. So the cursed one that nobody touches. And here's the other one that we're going to show you for teaching or whatever, for pictures or photo ops. Well, how do we know that they're not doing that for these conventions?
That's the thing. What they're doing right now, Tony Spera, incredibly misleading, because for all we know, the real Annabelle doll is locked away somewhere, and they're carting around a different one.
Yeah.
And charging people a lot of money.
Yeah, it would be misleading because people would be paying money to take a picture with the real Annabelle, and they're being told, hey, here's Annabelle. And I agree. It would be misleading if they had a extra one, and it's not advertised as, hey, this is a replica or something. They're saying, here's Annabelle. So
because that's the thing too. I mean, I've heard that Tony sold the real one. So they very well could be carting around not the real doll, and somewhere somebody's got the real thing locked away.
So when I hear that, I'm like, who wants to buy a doll that has a demon attached to it? And number two, what do they want to do with it? And what happened after they bought it?
Somebody that likes to collect that stuff. Somebody like Zach Bagans, perhaps.
Which is art. Okay, so, so defend Ed and Lorraine to the ends of the earth. Don't touch the doll yet. Here they are touching the doll, and come to find out, no, they're not touching the doll because that's a decoy. That's just for like news stuff. Well, I mean, did the news article say that that's not the real doll? Probably not. I would, like, one person might say that that's like a false statement, I'll say. God damn. 5314 is what I'm looking for. All right. Now, this is why Eric left Nesper.
It's like,
So I guess that answers the question. Is actually, we didn't even talk about this. So what happened on why you left Nesper?
oh, that was it. Yeah, they just basically said I was questioning everything, and they were very jealous of me getting all the hoopla. You know, like
Right.
Dan moved the doll. Well, the footage I filmed went viral. Dan didn't like that very much, and I know Dan said something to Tony because, like, all of a sudden it was like I didn't hear from these guys for like a month. I'm like, something's up. Something's up.
So did they
And
ask?
I will say this: they got mad because I went on a case without telling Tony,
Uh-huh.
and Tony didn't like that either. It's like, dude, really?
So
Like, come on now.
So were you asked to leave, or did you just say I'm out?
No, they told me, like, you know, this isn't working out. Like, you need to go. You're not listening to us.
Okay.
You're not abiding by our rules. You know, you know, it doesn't work like this. You know, I'm very outspoken. You know, I'm a hot-blooded Italian.
Yeah.
You know, and so is Tony. So, you know, we butt heads. But again, you know, a blessing in disguise, man. It really is.
So
But yeah.
how has all this affected you since then? I mean, you said you haven't really done much in the field. How much has this affected friendships that you have?
Oh, I mean, after they let me go, you know, and they said what they said to me, I was like, okay, if we were really like friends, like you say we could still be friends. I'm like, no, we can't. Because if we were really friends, you wouldn't be letting me go right now because of me posting pictures. Oh, you post too much. You're posting too many pictures of you at the museum. And like, so what? Like, I'm part of the team. Did you forget how many tickets I helped sell for your Paracon? Because I was like really big on TikTok for a little while.
Mhm.
And then I left. I just like had enough of TikTok. But yeah, I just like it was very upsetting. It was very upsetting. They let me go. I was super upset for a while. And then I just was angry for quite some time. I'm like, these fucking assholes, like every single one of you, or Tony Spera, Dan Rivera, Chris Galorn, Wade Kirby, they were all at my wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're just like, you're out of here.
Right.
So I unfriended everyone on Facebook. I blocked them all because the way I look at it is that's a form of self-care. You're going to do this to me. Well, I'm going to silence you, and I'm not going to give you the opportunity to try and leak your toxicity into my life anymore. And they've tried reaching out to me. They tried showing up at a Paracon that I was at to try and get me to stop, you know, doing what I'm doing on social media. I was not at Paracon because I was taking care of my wife. This was after she had surgery on her knee. Tony called me trying to threaten me when I was in the hospital with my wife. There's no reasoning with these guys, and I just, you know, I want nothing to do with them.
You said they were trying to stop you from doing what you were doing on the internet. So what exactly was that? Like
Dan just didn't like the fact that pretty much I was posting pictures when I was at the museum, you know, you know, whatever, a selfie next to Annabelle, or pictures. I would take pictures in the museum, or we'd be on cases together, and I was you know, posting stuff on Facebook and Instagram, and it's like, what's the big deal? Everyone else does it. And that's literally what Ryan Buell is doing right now. He's doing like exactly what I was doing when I was part of Nesper. They don't seem to have a problem with that. You know, again, he's got a huge following.
Yeah.
People are paying to come to this event to see the doll and to meet people like Ryan. So, you know, it is what it is, man.
If there's anything that you could say to these people right now, if they were watching or if they were in front of you right now, what would you say to them? Like, I gotta ask that. Yep. So basically, you know, people that worked with Nesper, you know, don't really, like, they got disagreements, and literally Eric says that Tony had tried to silence him, and other people are also making that claim. Now I do see people are asking who. So wait, hang on. So people are saying Biff is in here. Are people trying to say that this is Biff? It doesn't say your name is Biff.
Whoa! I mean, who? Huh?
I don't know. All right. We're going to move on to our next video that I have timestamped. Now, listen, guys. That Tony Spera post. I personally think, in my opinion, as someone who reports on stuff in the paranormal, in my opinion, I think that he is talking about none other than Stevie from Truth or Demons podcast. Because out of anyone on the internet, with the exception of John Zapis himself, Stevie has debunked more of Lorraine and Ed Warren's stuff than anyone ever has. Okay? Now, we're already where we're supposed to be, and this is Stevie talking about the fact that there is more than one Annabelle doll. And Stevie, listen, if y'all haven't seen this interview, first of all, Zombie with a $10 super chat, $10 if Biff clicks links and spits on us. I don't want no one spitting on me. Okay, my immune system is not there. All right, there will be no spitting on anyone. But so this is Stevie talking about more than one Annabelle doll. Let's listen to her take, because she's the one that has done the research.
I spoke with a reporter who did take Annabelle in her car with her to the news studio to take photos of it, and she did not confirm that it was a decoy, but she did say that they just let her have it.
Annabelle, it's a Raggedy Ann doll made in the 1970s, and the doll is
I think that version was 1968.
Okay, so made in the 1960s, and the doll has a demon attached to it, supposedly, correct?
Supposedly, but also in Ed Warren's book, The Demonologist, he is quoted saying that objects can't be possessed, only people.
Under that belief, how would the Annabelle, because there are claims that Annabelle was able to write stuff and able to stand up on its own, how would it be able to do that I guess the demon could just move objects. Maybe it was just moving Annabelle, not possessing it.
Yes, according to Ed in the first book, it was manipulating the doll to make it appear to be inside the doll, and then later on is when they say, oh, the doll's just possessed.
Theoretically speaking, removing the doll from the home wouldn't actually do anything then, because the demon would just start manipulating other things, which is true. So if the demon is not possessing the doll, then it isn't attached to the doll. And so if you remove the doll, then the demon would just stay in the house. Right? That's my theory.
Right, and that's very confusing, because they say that they exorcised the nurse's apartment and then confirmed it was clear, but took the doll anyway, and the doll somehow still has attachment that we need to be worried about. If the apartment is cleared and the nurses are no longer in danger, but the demon is still present, are we in danger for being around the doll, or how does that even work?
Yeah, it's from everything I know about the paranormal and cursed objects, it's like they're not following their own rules. So in your opinion, okay, so that's the more than one Annabelle doll from Stevie. All right, now listen. Stevie tracked down hang on, what does this say? You said you checked out my YouTube site, and that is the same as this. Heading Steve Biff. I don't quite understand that. Whatever, dude. You can be in my chat. Just be respectful. People in here, everyone be respectful in the chat. That's all I'm trying to say. All right. 614. That's where I need to be. All right. So in this section, Stevie is talking, she talks about the The original owner of Annabelle, right? And this is the person you talked to.
Yes, and in my opinion, I think she looks exactly like the woman in the article. And this photo is from 2010 on her Facebook page.
So this is the message and this is the woman that originally had the problem with the doll that the Warrens came to see, and the Warrens took Annabelle from her and this other nurse.
Yes.
So obviously, right here, it says, terrified of that doll. That's my doll. I'd be like, no, that ain't my doll. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
Yeah, there's another commenter.
So the original owner is saying, like, yo, she was creeped out by that doll. Like, she believes that there's something up with that doll.
They're saying they knew it was her. Apparently, they know her outside of Facebook. And none of these people will let me interview them. I have asked.
But they're talking about food, it looks like.
Yes, this was in a food group. We tracked her down to this food group.
I'm not sure I will respond. I don't like talking about her.
Yeah, I sent her a message, and she said she saw it, but that was her reaction.
I understand. That's why I was shocked to see her comment on that post. I didn't even realize it was deleted. Please speak to us and then correct the misinformation for everyone.
Yeah, she said so much misinformation. I guess that's showbiz.
I agree. I'm the owner of Annabelle, so went through a lot. But after seeing that documentary and reading the chapter in their book about us and the events, I am now a little skeptical. Many things were changed, but I owe them a lot for getting that doll away from us. So basically what the original owner of Annabelle is saying, that she thinks that there was something up with that doll. But after reading everything from the Warrens and everything that has come out, she is now skeptical of certain things that happened. Okay, or maybe as to the motives. You know?
It's so mind-bending.
Here's my opinion. I think they were haunted by a spirit, poltergeist, or maybe it was a demon, but it's not connected to that doll. Like if they did an exorcism on the house or did a cleansing of the house and then everything stopped, I guess for them in that home, that doll would be more of a trigger object than a cursed item. So like trigger for people watching.
I actually have.
Really quick for the people that are watching, like trigger objects are like items that spirits can relate to or interact with. And so that's why I say Annabelle is probably just a trigger object, not something that's actually cursed. But please go ahead.
I was going to say, I do have an idea. So based on my research and all the conversations I've had with different people who had interactions with the Warrens, Lorraine has been known to decide that an object in someone's home is haunted or has evil attached to it or something of that nature. I have Carl Glatzel in an interview saying that Lorraine told his mother that a tapestry hanging in her house was evil, and apparently Judy Glatzel said, oh no, what do I do? And Lorraine said, well, give it to me, I'll make sure it's put in a safe place. And that was now a haunted item. And so my speculation is that possibly they were called to the home for activity. Lorraine saw the doll and was like, oh, it's probably the doll. Lorraine might have convinced them that it was, and then so maybe they all of a sudden were like, oh, the activity is in the doll. Please take the doll away. We don't want it here if it's coming from the doll. And that's why everyone was okay with taking photos with it, because it wasn't scary yet, like the story kind of developed as it was going is what I think.
Right. So do you think there's more than one Annabelle doll?
I do. I've heard rumors that it's sold. I've heard rumors that they lost it. I've heard rumors that it's been replaced. There's also people that speculate to me that the doll looks new, brand new, and they don't think that it just being kept in the case for all these years would make it still look so new. And there's so many ideas that people have about the multiple doll theory.
Do you think Annabelle had anything to do with Dan Rivera's passing?
I do not. Not at all.
What do you think about Annabelle going on tour and the tour continuing after Dan's passing?
I think it's 100% about money. I think that they have...
I mean, once things are planned, I don't really want to go into the Dan Rivera of it all. Because I just, whatever. I'm going to respect that portion of it. All right. I need to go to 10:55 though. $10:56, that's close enough. So what's this other email? There's, let's see, someone from Ray Garton.
Ray Garton is the author of In a Dark Place. That is the story about the Snedeker family haunting. And I reached out to Ray. Unfortunately, he's passed since I spoke to him. This was back in 2022, I think, or 23. I emailed him hoping to get an interview, but he wasn't feeling well. But he did agree to speak to me a little bit through email. And I asked him if he could confirm the famous, a lot of people think it's a rumor, but it's actually fact. There's a famous quote that Ray apparently said to Ed Warren. He went to him after Ed hired him to write the book on the Snedeker's case and said,
hang on, really quick, Biff, nothing was sent to me. Nobody sends me stuff to react to. I saw it and I decided to react to it. And this live stream is not about that live stream. We're going to stay on topic. Okay?
Ed, the family can't keep their story straight. I'm having trouble writing this book. And Ed said, you write scary stories, right? That's why we hired you. So use what you have, make up the rest, and make it scary. And that's not verbatim the quote, but it's pretty much what it is. Oh, I see it on the screen now. And so I asked him if he could confirm for me if that was true or not. And he said, absolutely, he did say that. And then I also asked him if he could sum up the Warrens in one word, what would it be? And he said fraud.
He was researching for his book, and he came to his conclusion that they're a fraud.
And that was their last major case, the last one they wrote a book on or did anything big with.
They're crazy. All the people who came to us are crazy. That's why they come to us. Mm-hmm. Use what you can and make the rest up and make it scary. That's why we hired you. So basically, they were just calling their clients crazy. So you sent me this. Tell me about this restaurant.
Okay, so when I did my Annabelle part 2, forgive me because I'm about to speak ill of the dead, but it was mainly focused around a really big lie that Dan Rivera told about a connection he allegedly had with the Annabelle doll and the Warrens. He went on several podcasts. He was on the news. He told lots of people this story of how when he was a kid, when he was 8 years old, he was driving with his dad in the car delivering bread, and they were driving down the road. He names the road and everything. He says Route 25 headed to Route 8 in Bridgeport. And then he says that they had a motorcycle come up really fast behind them and pass them. And he said his dad said, oh, they're going to wreck. They're going too fast. And then sure enough, they come around the corner and this motorcycle has wrecked and the man is off the motorcycle and the woman is on the side of the road holding her head, according to Dan. And Dan later has this revelation that this is the motorcycle crash that Annabelle caused. And it's caused him to have this connection that he feels with the Warrens. Well, I proved that, so the restaurant, this was an addition that I didn't quite get to. I didn't see it when I did my Annabelle part 2, but he added this. He said that this restaurant was on Route 25 where they were headed. That's where they were going. This was 1980. He specifies that it's 1980. And this restaurant didn't open until 2012.
So that right there.
But on top of that, the road that he said it happened on, Route 25 headed towards Route 8 in Bridgeport, was not open for 2 more years. They were doing construction on it.
Obvious. So that means that Stevie debunked the motorcycle thing, and there's no proof that that actually happened. And this is the stuff that Tony Spera says. This is what I assume he's saying, that he's going to defend or stuff like this. Now, if I was Tony Spera and I saw this, I would literally just say, I'd say, well, okay, there's no proof of it. Since there's no proof, then it moves from it actually happened to, okay, then I guess it's just a legend then, you know? Unless you can show proof, then it's just the legend of the motorcycle, because there's no proof. That's all, you know, that's what I would say. 1733. Now I'm getting all these messages from people. God damn. Okay, so look, I'm going to say this. Biff, you're new to the channel. So I'm talking about Tony Spera. I'm talking about the Warrens, so this is the topic. So talking about your stuff, we're not doing that while I'm talking about this stuff. Okay? Now I am going to drop the link later, but the link is really to talk about what we're talking about on this stream. Now, Biff, if you would like me to interview you sometime, send me a message and we can set up an interview day if you so choose. Okay? But this stream is about the Tony Spera stuff. 1733. Okay. Okay, good. I will check my messages. No, my channel is open platform. Like, people can click my link. People can say, hey, I want to come on your show. And look, if Biff wants an interview, hey, we can do that. Now, you did say something about debate. No, that's not what I do. That's not what this channel is. I'm not a debunker. I report on stuff. So it's just me asking questions and you guys answering those questions, or maybe saying things that you want to say. That's the format. Okay, so now this is the backlash that some of the backlash that Stevie has gotten. That's great. I don't care about any TV show. But if he wants to come on my platform, he can do, whatever. We can set something up. All right. We're done talking about that for now. All right. So this is Stevie talking about the backlash of covering Nesper. Well, what pushback did you get from interviewing Eric? So, like, you interviewed Eric Vitale. Did you receive a cease and desist just for that interview alone?
No, that's what started my being on Nesper's radar.
Okay.
I had Eric Vitale on, and then I had Frank Tiafari on. Eric was the former member of Nesper, and Frank was a former friend of Ed and Lorraine. Frank met Ed and Lorraine when he was 21, and Ed sort of took him under his wing, took him on investigations. Frank was there firsthand for a lot of things with Ed. When Frank came and did my show, he was not on bad terms with Tony. When Eric and Frank came on my show, they didn't say anything bad about Nesper or Tony. They just told their experiences. That's all I had them on for. There was this big misconception that I was only doing my show to bash the Warrens and Nesper, but really I just wanted experiences. I wanted people to share what they saw, what they heard, what they learned, what they experienced. Mm-hmm. And then after that, I was on their radar, and they were very upset that Frank and Eric spoke with me. And they had Dan reach out to me and demand to tell me his side of the story, because there were two sides to every story, he said. And that confused me because they weren't telling, like, Eric nor Frank were telling a side of a story. They were just sharing their experiences. So I didn't understand. And then when I got Dan on the phone, he proceeded to just try and convince me that Annabelle was real, and also offered me free tickets to the Paracon and to come to the museum and all of these things, with the understanding that I would push the story of Annabelle as being true.
Their approach was all wrong. These people aren't media trained. I see this a lot with, like, if they're not like a A-list celebrity, they are not media trained. It is good to get two sides to a story, or maybe Dan wanted to comment on somebody else's experiences or whatever. That's kind of weird. They should have been like, hey.
Yeah, but he didn't want to be recorded either.
Then if it's not like a video interview like we're doing, I will never talk to any of those people off the record. If Nesper is watching, I will never talk to any of you unless it's on the record. I'm just letting you guys know. You guys want to tell your story? Come on my platform. And that's what this is. Like, if I report on you, or if I'm reacting to something that you did, and you got some problem, or you want to correct it, or you have something you want to say, then you reach out to me, we set something up. That's what this is. So, that's
I've invited them, but they never wanted to be on the record with me. So
that says a lot. That says a lot. I'm just saying, when did you become aware that the Warrens might not have been truthful about their cases? The very first time you were like,
This is the whole reason I started my show. when the Conjuring movie came out, I was beyond excited. I love horror movies. I especially love movies about ghost stories, and even more so if they're quote unquote based on a true story. My very first horror film ever that was a ghost movie that I fell in love with, I was 8 years old, and it was The Entity, and it was supposed to have been based on a true story. And that just started my whole obsession with those kind of films. So when they announced The Conjuring was coming out and then it was going to be based on Ed and Lorraine Warren cases, I was thrilled because I grew up in a time where my only knowledge of the Warrens was Lorraine on Paranormal State. Like that's the first time I saw her. That's the first time I knew who she was. First time I learned what she did. And then from there, all I knew was what she was doing. And then when this movie came out and I saw it, I loved it. I thought it was incredible. And I have this urge to look up facts about movies when they say they're based on true stories. Whatever movie it is, I just want to know what really happened, because I know movies embellish. I know they tell it a little different for, entertainment purposes and stuff, but I like knowing the facts. So when I looked into the Conjuring facts and I learned that this villain that they've created in the film was in fact a real woman who didn't do any of those things, I was so upset. I was just so upset. I had to tell everybody. I told all my friends, all my family. I was like, did you know that they made this movie and they villainized this woman, and like they vandalized her grave even in real life? People went to her headstone and vandalized it because they think that she did what this movie is saying she did. So I was just obsessed. And then I finally had a friend say, you should start a podcast. You talk about this all the time and you have so much to say about it. I bet other people might want to hear it. So that's how I got here.
You're talking about Bathsheba, right?
Yes, Bathsheba Sherman. She was a real woman. She died in her 80s as an old woman in her sleep. She didn't hurt nobody. She didn't have she was not a witch. She didn't harm children. None of that stuff they said about her was true.
So,
and she never hung herself either.
Andrea Perrin said the same thing.
Publicly, but not in her book. She's a little contradictory in her book.
I interviewed her. I interviewed Andrea Perrin before the very first Conjuring ever came out on Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, wow.
I was actually the first person to ever interview her. Do you think Lorraine Warren was really psychic?
I don't. I have gone back and forth with that internally for years. All the things I've read, all the different people I've interviewed and them shared their experiences. I think based on the newspaper research I've done, that she learned how to pretend to be one based on the stuff Ed was getting into and the people he was meeting. There's this big thing that says Lorraine was tested by UCLA and that makes her a legitimate psychic. Like that's one of the main arguments for her being psychic. Mm-hmm. But if you look into those tests and how they were performed, they weren't approved by the school, first of all. Second of all, they were performed by a professor who took an interest in it that didn't have any background in it. So it's not, in my opinion, it's not legitimate. It's just something they did and then claimed, yeah, she's psychic because we did this.
Do you believe Judy Spera was close to her mother and father? All right, so there's one other thing from this. Now, this is what Tony Spera had to say to people like Stevie and Beardo and stuff. I was new on the scene. I guess you could include me, but
when Dan used to say something, he didn't make up stories.
I heard, yeah.
People say, "Oh, yeah, that never happened," or "This never happened." All I got to say to those people are, go pound sand somewhere, because when you don't know someone, you don't know what they did, you don't know their background, you don't know how great of a person they really are, then you badmouth them, or badmouth them after they pass away. To me, that's the lowest of the low. To me, that's like Ed would have said. If Ed Warren were alive, he'd say that person is lower than maggot shit. And a lot of people are, and they get fulfillment out of making other people feel like shit, so, but they're going to get there someday, trust me. Karma is real. You may not even get it in this lifetime, but you'll get it, okay? And it ain't fun when you ain't in the right place, okay? That's all I'm going to say. So a lot of these people better straighten out their act, or they're going someplace they're not going to be very happy with for eternity, because it exists. The afterlife exists. Heaven exists and hell exists. You don't get off scot-free. You can't be an asshole for 75 years and then go right to heaven. You don't do that. You don't. And you don't badmouth other people and go to heaven. You don't. So good luck, folks, for being assholes.
I will say there was one
that was so my video got posted, and then everything got revealed. The museum's for sale, and the comedian bought it, which is funny in itself. I wonder if Annabelle will become a part of his act or something, but it's just me being an asshole because I am an asshole. Hi everybody, I'm Dust. I'm the asshole of the internet. So my question is, who's he talking about? Who do you think he?
Pretty sure that's me. Not just me, though, because I've heard him say on his show that he refers to all the debunkers, that he wants to punch us all in the face, and apparently now we're going to hell. And apparently we badmouth people. I'm not sure how telling the truth about things people lie about is badmouthing them, but okay.
And I'm new to the group, so I'm the new person going to hell. So hi everybody.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be a party.
I'm sure Tony Spera loves me because I know I've hit his radar. So what do you know about this guy? Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the next segment, the John Zapis interview, which I saw you guys talking about. I'm like, it's right here, guys. It's right here, and there are a few things that we are going to, I got a few things time stamped, and like I said, I don't know what it was, what the fallout was exactly between John Zapis and maybe Tony Spera. But goddamn, like you listen to John Zapis speak, and he talks about Lorraine's funeral, and damn. So this first part. This is John Zapis talking about the motorcycle accident. So now we're hearing this from a relative of the Warrens.
If there is any documentation on the boy, the girl, whoever got killed on this freaking motorcycle, I wish somebody would find it.
Exactly.
And if anybody was going to freaking find it, it would have been you, kiddo. I already know that. So
I was told by 6 different libraries that they don't have any record of anything like that.
No, and again, if somebody did get killed, that would definitely, be able to coincide with the time framing or something.
Yeah.
So again, listening to a lot of that and everything, I just shake my head and sit back because sometimes when you come to the forefront and you bring a tremendous amount to the forefront, with trying to correct it, again, it's an important element. You're trying to be able to move it forward. And that's a positive to me. So again, it's probably the info that the kid is getting fed, that the Elton is getting fed.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, Elton has told several mutual friends of mine, that I get, supposedly he grew up not that far away from Stratford, Connecticut, where I am. And he said he had seen me a couple of times at lectures. He had talked to me at one point in time. But I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what got fed back to me. So I don't know. But again, yes, you got to be careful with some of the stories and some of the things, because like I said, when things are getting proven out and you have the proof and you have the receipts, as you guys call them, how do you can't debunk that. You got the proof right there. It's there.
Yeah.
So again, it's just like you guys constantly see me when I get so mad, I throw up my, I call them my 2 favorite diplomas, one from Bishop McKenna and one from Ed and Lorraine Warren. I throw them up every once in a while. And that takes me back, documenting it to going back into the 70s. So again, it's like, it just irritates me because you watch this whole new realm come in and, after Lorraine went down, everything changed. It changed.
Absolutely. Yeah. I think so.
So that's him talking about the motorcycle thing. 3421. Now listen, guys, John Zapis, he would know, he was, from what I understand, he was close to Ed and Lorraine, and he would know about some of these haunted items and stuff. So this would be John Zapis talking about that fire doll that's in the collection. Okay.
Douglas, okay, got it. I'm curious if John knows about the fire doll or if it's an item that was added later, as does seem to be what happened. There's a few people that asked about the fire doll. So that's why I'm.
You better smile, Stevie. She debunked that one right to a freaking T. Okay, I wasn't familiar with no fire doll. I don't remember any doll that was tied in where several children had perished in a fire. Stevie, correct me if I don't get parts of it right. But again, and supposedly the doll survived, and then it covered its hands with the plastic bubble wrap. And I'm like, I got 1,000,001 dolls. I'm 69 years old. I got more dolls, I think, than any man I ever freaking met. But anyhow, dolls have that plastic when they ship them. They put them on the head and on the. So if that was in a fire, that stuff would have melted.
Yep.
And again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was a black baby doll, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
The African American Honey Bunch doll by Susan.
Okay.
Gray.
Yeah, I don't remember all the details, but I remember, hearing the bits and pieces. So I don't know where that whole story came from. I didn't understand any of it, but I never said anything because then I was just like, all right, was this something I didn't know about? But then when you debunked it and when it was manufactured and it never tied in with the family, and I go, that's why I never heard this story. So then it added up to me and makes sense. So no, when I was around, there was no fire doll, not that kind of a fire doll anyways.
Also, a lot of people.
So let's see. Now we're going to. All right, 110.26. Here's where it's going to get rough. This is the part where John Zapis talks about Judy Penny.
That was built for her when they put the big addition on to the home. She treated everybody in my family like they were her family. I can't say anything on a negative level.
That's fair.
And do I feel in my heart of hearts that Judy Penny loved my uncle? Yes. There's no denying that. That woman would even go up there after she got married and moved out and spend time with Warren so Lorraine could go out. Who does that? I mean, come on. It's a crazy situation. I'm not going to tell you it's not. It's bizarre, but it's always been like that, so I never really gave it too much thought. Mm-hmm. And I can't say that I would ever really say that I ever seen anything on a negative level from that woman. Like I said, when her and Charlie got married, then she had moved to Stratford, Connecticut. She was only 2 blocks over from me. We used to go over. We'd eat over there. They'd come over here. I mean, we were good friends. And then they packed up and moved down to Tennessee.
Yep.
I think of her, actually, she'll even tell you this. She ever does. I used to call her Auntie Judy and her husband, Uncle Charlie. So, again, they've always been a part of our family. I would never, ever, ever take that away from that woman.
Mm-hmm. And ever. I think people really miss this a lot in this whole situation, this whole scenario of Ed and Judy. They miss how much Judy loved Ed, how much she truly, really loved him, and they totally overlooked that.
No, you didn't, because you confronted it a couple of times. You brought it up, and I caught that. And I was very happy about that. Again, that's why I never say anything. I never bring it up or anything. Again, like I said, it was crazy circumstances. I'm not going to tell you it's not. It was. Who does that? You got 3 people living there, and I just never looked at it.
I don't know why it did that. It went back. I think we're at 114.
Very last picnic when they were all still around, and they were having a few drinks together. Chuck cutting up and laughing about the old days.
I love that.
See, these are things people never talk about because they don't bring them to the forefront. You had to be around to know a lot of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, again, anytime I would go up there, and Judy would come down. I mean, she'd automatically come downstairs to say hi, or and talk and different things like that. So.
Yeah, and she's mentioned in the books. She's mentioned as being the person who answered the phone and took the messages for them.
And she did. She used to do that. They'd be out on tour. She'd be taking care of the animals in the house. She'd be taking care of the telephones. Because I remember sometimes she would just say, Johnny, some of these people. She goes, she said, they scare me. I don't know what to say. I said, just take their name and number and tell them that they'll get back to them when, they get back in town. So, I mean, I can't be any more clearer on the circumstances. I mean, again, they're not the first couple in the world to have other people, another partner. I mean, it's just, again, it's not an unusual thing to hear about other people, living that way.
That's true.
Yep.
But again, and people always paint them as holy rollers. Again, Lorraine was a lot more involved with the religion than Ed was. Ed was more interested in the supernatural from all perspectives of the field, of the work. Lorraine would go to church. She would, do a lot of things. Ed did follow his Catholicism. And now, as crazy as that sounds, I know. How do you do that and live the way they did? Well, how do all the other people live the way they do and do it? So again, it's a part of it, and I would just watch it and see it. And when there were exorcisms done or anything, I mean, you saw a different side to the both of them. She'd be praying and praying and praying, and he would get quiet, and and he would acknowledge and everything, and he would walk back out, and I would watch him and everything. Everybody okay? Everybody all right? Everybody okay? So the view of seeing the behind the scenes compared to what the rest of the world viewed, I saw a different side. Yeah. I saw the people.
So, in my opinion, I don't think John Zapis said anything ill will towards Ed or Lorraine. He was being very respectful. He's being very respectful about Judy Penny. I don't understand why part of that family has so much hate for him. Maybe one day I'll know. $234.56. Now this part, and someone mentioned it. This is him talking about going to Lorraine's funeral, I believe.
That I possibly can.
Yeah.
Just to, have a good view of what to think of. And one other thing I'll just share before we go, because I think it's an important element. The day of Lorraine's funeral, Terry and Frank and I went to the church service, the actual funeral that day. And if it wasn't for them, I still don't know. I still don't know how I would look at that if it wasn't for them. Because on the flip end of that, I have to say, my oldest sister, Julie, kept calling and yelling at me and telling me to go. And again, we're brother, sister. We argue and fight. That's our lives. We're like that. All brothers and sisters argue and fight. But anyhow, so when they talked to me, I said, okay, we'll meet up there. And we did. We sat in the back of the church, and there were two other people that were sitting in the back there. And I think I argued with my wife before I left the house that morning, because she was petrified I was going to end up in jail, that I would end up in an argument with we know who, because it would have only taken one thing to get me going, and I probably would. And funerals and wakes aren't a place to argue and fight. But anyhow, we were all dispersing, and we were leaving. And I think the one thing that affected me more than anything was as everybody left, we were at the back, and we had walked out, and
damn,
I had said to Terry and Frank, I said, let's go to the cemetery. This was before we had walked out. And Terry got too upset by the time we got out. I understood. And I felt at that point in time that, I said to him, I agree, you should go. And no, I shouldn't go to the cemetery. So they had left and they had gone, and I had gotten into my car, and I just sat there in that parking lot and cried for an hour.
Yeah.
And it was over the fact of just watching and experiencing what the three of us did that day, because we cared about them. Yes, Tara, I know. And the three of us, were back there and watching everybody walk out, and not one person looking at us. Not one person would dignify the fact that we were there in the church.
Wow.
Not that I was expecting anybody to walk up and give me a hug. The only one that did was my sister. She come running in the back in the church there and out in the parking lot. And the only other person that acknowledged me was Joe Frankie, one of another researcher from many years ago. He jumped out of the hearse. A big guy walked up, picked me up. He goes, I love you, Johnny. And I go, I love you, Frank. And we departed. That's the only. I'm basically sharing that because I know there's three of us that hurt over that. That's Terry, Frank, and I.
Right.
Over that day and that the way it went. But I'm still glad I did it, and I'm still glad I went. And I know Terry and Frank are very glad that they had gone also too, on that day. So, I don't know. I felt that story would help the three of us out. I think a little bit. I don't know. I could be wrong on that, but
big shout out to Terry and Frank too. I love them so much.
We go back, so many of the old researchers, we go back so many years, and again, we all stay in contact, and to me that's the most important thing.
So here's my question to you guys. Stevie has done many videos on cases that Ed and Lorraine Warren have done. You can so here you can see that John Zapis really loved Ed and Lorraine Warren. And my question is, why is Tony Spera so upset with Stevie, but at the same time, John Zapis, who was close with them, can respect Stevie and be on an interview with her. Like, I don't understand this falling out. Like, look how respectful Stevie was. Look how respectful Tyron was. Everyone. I think that John Zapis answered the questions as the best that he could. And it's just, the problem is people can debunk Ed and Lorraine Warren stuff or not agree with stuff, and that's fine. But I don't like, and John Zapis would look at them and be like, well, that's fine, you don't have to believe anything. But other people get so upset, and that's what I don't understand. And so that's why I was kind of showing all of this. I don't know. You would think, like, at Lorraine's funeral, like when you lose someone that you love deeply, like even if you don't like a family member, you can at least go up to them and you can, you know, say something. What was so horrible that was said and done to why John Zapis is just whatever? Tony Spera and John Zapis just I apparently like have this huge thing. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I haven't really heard a lot of good things about Tony, to be honest. John seems like a respectful man. Like, John, through this whole, if you go and I saw someone link this this interview, and I have referenced this more than once. I think that John is very respectful. I don't understand what the problem is. You know, I just don't understand it. But I wanted to highlight some of this stuff tonight because, you know, Tony Spera said some things, and I'm like, well, I think that Stevie was kind of respectful with stuff. I've never heard or seen Stevie lash out or say really hurtful things. I mean, if I'm wrong, send me links to stuff, but I don't think so. You know, and I think that if Stevie was very vulgar about Ed and Lorraine, like, I don't think John would have wanted anything to do with Stevie, even though John is not getting along with Tony and whoever else, you know, because that's still family. So I don't get it. So that's my take, guys. Now I'm going to show some funny fucking memes. Let me show some memes. And there's only a few. We have Jason Hawes, and we have Beardo on the Titanic. Yo, they are good friends though, like, for real. And shout out to Jason Hawes for being in my chat earlier. We do have, I saw that Beardo posted this, a picture someone made. Change Beardo's hair back. It's a petition with 5,372 signatures. And Penny North, John Boy, Dust Busters for Life, Stay Resistant, and Truth or Demons. Those are some of the signatures. But the Beardo community, we love Beardo for who he is. The energy, the laughs, and the legendary content. But let's be honest, 2 changes was too much. Pink, we respectfully demand a hair comeback that matches the icon we know and love. Beardo is better than Barbie. Sign now to bring balance back to the beard. I think this is funny. And then we have why Canada? Because America is too much. And of course, this is Florio. I love Canada. Polite people, beautiful views. I don't think it's free healthcare, but it's cheap healthcare. Maple everything, no guns, sorry. We say sorry a lot. I don't understand why it did that. We don't care who you voted for, come anyway. Free apologies included for things we didn't do. Canada, where the weather is colder than your ex's heart. Escape, relax, apologize, repeat. Canada, not perfect, but pretty close. Then we have this maple syrup, Canada's original liquid hug. This should be a thing. Be like, yo, let me get some of that liquid hug. All right, pour it, love it, blame it on Canada. Works on pancakes, waffles, ice cream, bacon. Your ex's tears. Maple syrup, because adulting is hard. Pancakes are easy. Made by trees, stolen by Canadians. Enjoyed by everyone. Can't fake stupid, but it can make it taste better. Proudly Canadian since like forever. Let's see, what's this next one? Tired of drama? Try All-American Dust Blocker. 100% red, white, and resistant. Blocks drama, repels haters. Made in the USA. Protect your freedom. Freedom scented. Built tough like America. Veteran approved. Call now 1-800-DUST-DEVIL. Operator standing by, probably eating a burger. Results may vary. Side effects include fewer headaches and more laughs. Here's the next one. Now, listen, this is the closest I will ever get to Florio going to a movie with me. And let me explain. Florio and I have talked about like I've talked about like growing up, like the types of movies that I'll go and see and stuff. And Florio has said, you know, I'll sit down and I'll watch TV shows with you, but I will never go see a movie with you because our tastes are just way too different for movies. So this is the closest that Florio will ever get to going to a movie with me. Now showing Fast and the Furious. The next one. Crispy fries, squeaky cheese curds, rich savory flavor, pure comfort, Canadian perfection. Try it, love it, crave it. This is all of us as like South Park characters. So that's Rudy, me. This is supposed to be Stevie. Doesn't really look like her. Zombie. There's Beardo. I think this is supposed to be Florio. Here is Jason Hawes, and there's Joan. I love Fast and the Furious. Florio would never go. Now here's me as a troll. Truth hurts, facts annoy, I troll, you cry, we win. Troll life, I don't care, I just troll. I don't know if the ghost took Jason's ears. I'm not sure. Did he take it on the last picture? I mean, yeah, I don't know. You just don't have no eels. You know, this is just, you know, I tell ChatGPT, I'm like, make this, make that, whatever. And whatever it is, it just is. Sometimes it looks kind of like us. Most of the time it doesn't. But sometimes it's just funny to look at. And there's never any harm intended for any memes. I just want to specify that. And if you are truly upset over, like, if I'm making what I consider to be harmless memes, if you're upset, just send me a message. But you know, I think this is just funny stuff. Like, I'll meme myself. Look, I'm Dust Paranormal. I'm the troll of the internet. All right, I think I'm gonna play a song and drop the link. Let me go full screen here. Well.
Whoa! I mean, who? Huh?
Okay. Let me close out some of these because we don't need them. All right, now I need to specify because we did have some new people in my chat and watching. If you click my link, it's staying on topic with what we talked about tonight. Okay, we're not talking about past streams. Yes, the whole thing with Biff, if he wants an interview, they said they sent me a message. I'm assuming it's on Instagram. I'll get back to you probably tomorrow or something. We'll get something set up, but we need to stay on topic. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're famous or not. No one really gets special treatment. Jason Hawes can click my link, and like, if he wasn't talking on topic, I'd be like, dude, well, what do you think about this? Like, let's get on topic. Like, that's just what it is. It is what it is. Anyone can click my link. If Tony Spera's watching, whoever the hell's watching, yo, click my link, I guess. If you have an issue. It would be very interesting if Tony Spera clicked my link and told me exactly what it was between him and John Zapis. I would be all ears. I would be like, Tony, you have the floor. Say whatever you want. I don't plan on being on late. So the link has been pinned. We're going to play a song. Link has been dropped.
Yeah. You know what the smoke.
Hit that link, motherfucker.
You watch every stream, every post, every joke, but deep down inside, you don't want the smoke. Run from the live chat when the pressure gets real. The dust devils roll in and expose how you feel. Spying on that Discord, watching every move, trying to keep up, but you got something to prove. New merch drops and everybody knows you talk that hate online, but you're buying those clothes. You know what the smoke. When dust covers you, you know what the smoke. When dust exposes you, you know what the smoke. From the dust devils crew. Paranormal too. Wish your streams hit hard like dust goes live. Wish your Discord move with that dusty chord vibe. Wish your merch sold out. Wish your trolls hit too. But that dust devils keep doing what they do. The chat gets loud, the movement grows. Everybody watching and everybody knows. One thing's certain, wherever dust goes. You don't want the smoke. When dust covers you, you don't want the smoke. When dust exposes you, you don't want the smoke. From the dust devils
So far, no one has clicked my link. I'm going to give it a few minutes. So, let's see. Multiple people can click the link at once. By the way, you do not have to turn on your camera. You got a few minutes, and then I'm going to shut this bitch down if no one clicks the link. Because I was supposed to take my medication like 20 minutes ago. One more song? One more song? We can do one more song.
I mean, who? Yeah. I mean, who? I mean, who? Yeah. Everybody chilling in the dusty court chat, talking about the good stuff, this and that. Then somebody drops a random old name, and everybody's wondering why they're in the conversation again. Dust Devil looks around and says, wait a minute, what'd they do? Fan Al scratches his head and laughs. Honestly, I haven't got a clue. Yeah. Then a cold wind blows through the room. A ghost appears right on cue. Gold chain swinging, eyes roll back, and the first thing he says is, "Who? I mean, who? Who are we talking about? What they even do? Who? I mean, who? Why they taking up the spotlight when there's nothing new? Who? I mean, who? If nobody knows, then why are we giving them views? I mean, who? I'm Boo the Ghost, and I'm confused. He don't haunt houses, he don't rattle chains. He only shows up when somebody says a meaningless name. Doesn't matter if it's love or a comment section war. Get summoned and come floating through the door. Dust Devil laugh. There he goes again. Fan Al says, got a point, my friend. Every time the topic starts going nowhere fast, Boo pops up trying to save the broadcast. I mean, who? Who are we talking about? What they even do? I mean, who? Why they taking up the spotlight when there's nothing new? I mean, who? If nobody knows, then why are we giving them views? I mean, who? I'm Boo the Ghost, and I'm confused. Who don't care about clout? Who don't care about fame? He just appears whenever nobody remembers the name. A legend in the Dust Devil crew, keeping conversations from getting stuck on who knows who. I mean, who? The ghost of irrelevant conversations coming through. I mean, who? If they don't matter, then what's the point of the view? I mean, who? Dust Devil gang knows exactly what to do. I mean, who? When nobody knows. As for you, wait, we're still talking about them? I mean,
Give me a second, guys. All right. This has been an interesting stream. Of course, do not go to anyone's page and incite any hate or anything. That's not what we're about. Oh, my damn camera shut off. Okie dokie. Well, no one has clicked my link. And, you know, that's okay. Here's the link to my website. Whoops. I screwed that up. Go buy some merch at dustparanormal.com. Hey, it's fine. No one has to come up. I think that if Biff does an interview, I think that might be a good live stream. Oh, it's not really poor me. Look, I'm not feeling well. And, streams that aren't very long on days like today, that's a good thing. I think that if Biff comes on, that it'll be a good live stream. I already shot his manager a message. And, maybe we'll see something in like a week. Who knows? Also, people see me troll on the internet. If you message me and you go, I want to come on your channel, blah, 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 I want an interview, blah, blah, blah. I don't troll. I'll ask questions. I'll probably ask hard questions, but go ahead, answer them, and say what you would like to say, or defend yourself if you feel like you need to defend yourself. Okay, that's what that is. That's what this channel is. It's open mic, open platform. Whether you guys like someone or not, whether I like someone or not. I don't like Ryan Buell, but if he clicked my link, I would bring him up. Okay, if Tony Spera clicked my link, I would bring him up. I would be respectful and I would ask questions. That's what we do. That's what this channel is. And that's what, see, the paranormal community is used to debunkers debunking stuff, and then the paranormal investigators are getting upset. Then they see channels that report on paranormal stuff, and they think, oh, well, they're whatever. I'm not going to talk to them. It's just a big hug fest. No, look. I'll interview just about anyone. I'll let anyone click my link and say what they want. I will let anyone, if someone wants an interview, all they have to do is message me. If anyone has a problem with me, all they have to do is message me. And we can take care of stuff. That's what this channel is. That's what the paranormal community is not used to. That's why some people get nervous about my channel. Some people don't like my chat, that I won't clap certain things. It's like, yo, stay on topic or we clap you. You can say just about anything else. You know what I mean? You can click my link, say whatever you want, but whatever you say when you click my link, those are your views, not mine. Those are your opinions, not mine. You know what I mean? So, and that's if I'm friends with someone or not. So it's important to say that stuff. All right. Trust me, I would clap Biff, but I know Dust doesn't want that. Exactly. Because Florio knows that this is open mic. That's what's different about my channel. You guys don't like somebody in the chat, but if I drop the link, I'm going to bring them up. Someone could talk mad shit about me, but I'll drop that link and I'll still bring them up. That's what people like Florio like about my channel. All right. People that I've reported on have messaged me and said, they don't necessarily feel comfortable doing that, but they think it's a good idea that I do that. So that's what's different about this channel, and that's why some people like it. That's part of why this small little channel has a little bit of momentum. It's what's different. I stopped with the real hardcore trolling and talking shit, because that just gets you in all kinds of trouble. I've experienced that. And, you know, if you troll people really, really hard, then they're not going to want to click the link, no matter what. You say, like, oh, well, I won't troll you if you click the link. No, I really won't. And, like, if you've seen my old content and you see my new content, you will see that I have shifted a little bit, and I am still the internet troll. I just don't troll that hard. You know what I mean? So and some people just hate me for that. Some people are like, yo, fuck Dust for letting people like that on his platform. You're gonna platform that person? Absolutely. Everyone gets a voice. Everyone. Just remember that. Going once on the link. Going twice on the link. The link is gone. Okay. That's actually a good thing. I can actually... I did take my meds, zombie. Alright, so go check out my merch at dustparanormal.com. Go check out Flurio's merch at flurio.com. Don't forget to like the stream. Thank you to everyone who super chatted. Thank you to all of the members. Tomorrow, as long as I'm feeling good, as long as I'm not fucked up, I'm gonna do a Power Ranger stream on the main channel. After I do that Power Ranger stream on the main channel, that's it for Power Rangers on the main channel, and we are going to start covering regular YouTube drama on the main channel. How soon that will come, I don't know, but I just want to let you guys know that, okay? So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody who's supporting the channel. We're gonna play a song and play us out. All right, everybody. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Even people that hate watch me, even people that don't like me. I hope everyone has a wonderful night. Take care of yourselves. Don't get overheated. All right. If you got mental health issues, take care of your mental health. It's all good. All right. We will see Power Ranger stream tomorrow. And we will see you guys next time.
Hate merch. Hate merch. Hey. Hate merch. Hate merch. Yeah. They said that hoodie looks a little too mean. That sticker on your truck caused the whole scene. That coffee mug offended somebody online. Now they're writing essays about a t-shirt design. They call it hate merch. They call it a crime. Been talking about it for a real long time. But every complaint just helps us sell. Keep ringing that bell. Keep ringing that bell. They say don't buy it. Don't wear it around. Then they share the link all over town. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, Well, just sing along. Dust devils all night long. Dust devils all night long. They called the pillows hateful too. Guess they ran out of things to do. The tumblers, shirts, and stickers got blamed. Funny how the merch gets famous when it's named. Every posting, every rant turns into free advertisement. The louder they yell, the more we grin. Thanks for helping us reel them in. They say don't click it, don't shop that store. Then they tell 1,000 people more. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Yeah, the hats are hot and the hoodies are strong. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. If they still complaining, well, just sing along. Dust busters, dust devils standing side by side, having fun and enjoying the ride. Passion over profit, that's the way we roll. Can't cancel a channel with a rock and roll soul. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. Grab a shirt, grab a sticker. Come and sing this song. Come buy your hate merch at dustparanormal.com. The more they complain, the more we carry on. Dust devils all night long. Dust devils all night long. Hate merch. They call it hate merch. We call it merch. See you at dustparanormal.com.